Got a Kia Soul up on this lift. This is 2015. And I got my socket here. This is a 21 millimeter. Got my impact gun ready here. All right. And we're gonna change the brake pads. They're pretty low. All right. So we're gonna remove this tire. The procedure is same for the opposite side. All right. Very simple job. You can do it yourself. Just follow my steps. Make sure you tighten the bolts. That's the only thing you will forget or mess up on. Everything else just plug and play. All right. So if you have the same car, Kia Soul, all the new ones are the same procedure. All right, this is the front brake pads. So let's get this thing going, and we're gonna jam this job out really fast and really quick and properly and correctly. All right. All right. First thing first, bang, 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 bang. Take all these out. Take your impact and move that. The tire is loose, alright? Be careful you don't hit your knees with it. Alright, so simply grab it, don't kill your back. I like to grab it and just keep it in control, but land your shirt on the floor just like that. Alright, let it bounce like a basketball, alright? But take it easy, slowly, do not hurt yourself, alright? So bang, we're almost there to the point where we gotta work. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna remove the 14 here. Do not remove this one on the top, because you don't need to. All right, so you take this your ratchet, turn it counterclockwise, and this bolt will simply come right out. Right after that, you can take your caliper, pull it up, and then it will slide off this little pin right here. Right, so you slide it off. Let me see if I could do it with one hand, because I'm holding the light with the other one. I left my light stand at home. All right, no, this thing has good lubrication. If it has good lubrication and these pins are moving, you do not touch them. All right. Alright, so all you do is you take out your brake pad. Alright, we're going to use this old brake pad to compress that piston, alright? So there goes the second brake pad. Bada bing, bada boom. That's how easy it is to get these little guys out, alright? Alright, the next step is, we're still waiting on the brake pads. We're going to take this brake pad, use it to compress this piston, alright? All we need to do is compress this piston. Sometimes when you compress pistons, your fluid will leak out from right here, or you will see like a puddle of fluid dripping here. The reason is somebody at your oil change been topping your fluid off. That's why I said you never need to top off. So let's see what's the process on this car. Some cars does not have a top off, all right? So they're good, all right? So you take your C-clamp. If you have a C-clamp, you push it. If you have a tool similar to this, all you do is you squeeze. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. All right? And the piston should go in nicely and easily. Should be no force there. All right. Sometimes if you set up your brake pad too close to the edge here, it's gonna rub there and it's gonna give you a hard time. All right. So there we have it. All right. So I do need to wait for the new brake pads. If it has new hardware kit that goes here, we're gonna replace that also. Some brake pads does not come with it. All right. So let's wait for the brake pads. Okay, so some brake pads does not come with the hardware kit, all right? And sometimes I like to make a decision. If your hardware kit look better than what comes with some of these brake pads, I'd rather reuse this little guy, all right? So in my scenario, I order brake pads. The parts guy tells me it's supposed to be in there, but nothing was in there, and that's okay, because I made a decision. These look better than the ones that probably would come with it, right? So clean the surface really well wherever the brake pad is gonna sit, all right? My parts department is really cool with me. When you need help, they'll help you out. You work with them, they work with you, all right? So clean this surface right there. Clean the surface up here, the edges and everything, all right? Same thing on the inside, guys. All right, do not forget, same thing on the opposite side, on the other wheel. All right, same thing down here. Do the top one first, because it's gonna throw dust to the bottom one. All right, that looks really good right there. I like it. So let me give it another touch up here. All right, bada bing, bada boom. It's time for us to put some brake pads on. All right. So there we have it. The caliper is compressed. This thing has a pretty good lube in there. You see the lube is sticking out right there. I'm gonna let it too shiny. Even the bottom one is moving around really good. All right, look at that. All right, make sure you catch this boot onto that lip right there when you put this back on. All right, like this one is sitting, it's covering totally. All right, and also pay attention to this line. This line should be straight like this one is. You should not have like a twist to it, all right, because that's gonna cause restriction. You're gonna have a soft pedal. Brake might lock up on one side. Your rotor's gonna heat up. You're gonna get low mileages, all right? So, all right. So we got our brake pads here. We're using Wagner's. I do not like Wagner, but customer requested. So take our blade, rip the bag open, and there's the brake pads, all right? So, there is a brake pad that has a sensor right there. So what I like to do is that brake pad goes on the back side, all right? But I like to have it on the top, so when the car rotor spins reverse, it squeals, all right? So there's the brake pads. All right, so 1 and 1, all right? One does not have a sensor. So you simply take this brake pad. Let me show you how we're gonna put that one over here, all right? So you take this, you stick it in, all right? Sometimes these hardware kit on the back end will bother you, so just get it out of the way. Just push a little bit, all right? Same thing on the back end, all right? Same procedure. Your brake pad should go in easily and they should be freely moving, all right? Big tip there. Make sure they're moving freely. If your brake pads are not moving freely, you did this whole job wrong, all right? You wasted your time, all right? Because the brake pads are gonna go in, they're gonna stick in, they're never gonna, because when you release the brake pad, these brake pads do move back, all right? When you release the brake pedal, all right? So if you are having a tough time pushing this in, getting this in, file it a little bit here. Watch my other videos. I do explain, I do file it on screen, some of them. So file it to get it in there, all right? All right, so we got that in. So I'm gonna go grab some grease, all right? It's right in back of me, right? I like to put grease right here, all right? This is gonna prevent squeal, help you a little bit, all right? Do not get it on the front of the brake pad where it touches the rotor, all right? Same thing on the back pad. You can even put it on the piston here. It's all up to you. Little bit of grease, all right? So this job is almost finished. Next step is taking this caliper, all right? Make sure your line is straight, all right? I'm gonna show you that once we're done. Take this caliper, put it in, make sure the rubber boot, like I explained earlier, goes in properly, all right? You take your bolt, this little bolt, you put it back on, and you tighten it. Make sure it's nice and tight. Torque it if you need to, all right? A lot of times I like to go by hand because I know how tight it's supposed to be, all right? Nice and tight. Bada bing, bada boom, number 14 ratchet, that's all you needed, and a compressed tool and remove the tire. Simple, all right? Your caliper should move really like that. Once you're done, do not start the car. Push your brake pedal, so it's gonna be soft, and the pistons are gonna retract back and grab these brake pads, all right? If you start it, put the car to reverse, it's just gonna roll. It's not gonna stop till 1 or 2 pumps, all right? So thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like. Oh, before I head out, this brake line, as I was explaining, make sure this brake line is nice, all right? It's not twisted and curled up, all right? So thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe again.